Alright everyone, I'm back from my lunch break, and now let's take a look at Arena. The USS Enterprise arrives at the Cestus 3 outpost by invitation of its commanding officer, but the crew find the outpost obliterated. Captain James D. Kirk, First Officer Spock, Chief Medical Officer Dr. McCoy, and Security Force beam down to find one survivor who says the base came under heavy bombardment from an unknown enemy. The away team find themselves under fire from nearby, with two of the security team killed in the initial volley. The Enterprise is also under attack from an unknown vessel, preventing the crew from beaming up the away team. On the surface, Kirk finds a grenade launcher from the outpost stores and uses it to scatter the alien forces. The alien ship recovers its crew from the surface and begins to retreat. The away team is beamed back aboard the Enterprise before they give chase. Both ships enter an unexplored sector space, and shortly thereafter lose all propulsion power. The Enterprise is contacted by a species calling themselves the Metrons, who zealously guard their sector space from intrusion. They announce that they will pit their respective captains against each other in trial by combat, a one-to-one battle to the death, with the ship of the losing captain to be destroyed and the other ship free to leave. Captain Kirk is suddenly transported to the surface of a rocky barren planet along with the captain of the other ship, a member of the reptilian species, the Gorn. The Metrons speak to Kirk, explaining that while neither captain has communication with his ship, each has been given a vocal recording device that will translate their words to the opposing captain, as well as transmit them to their ships. Kirk is told that the planet has numerous resources either captain can use to defeat the other. Aboard the Enterprise, the crew are allowed to watch Kirk's actions. Kirk attempts to communicate with the Gorn, but receives no response. The Gorn tracks down Kirk, and Kirk realizes he is outmatched physically and relies on his agility to outrun the Gorn. Kirk gets caught in a rope trap set by the Gorn that injures his leg and slows him down. The Gorn finally communicates with Kirk via the translation device and offers to put him out of his misery. Kirk accuses the Gorns of being butchers for the alien defensive attack on Cestus 3, stating that the outpost had been built in what the Gorns considered to be their territory. They view the Federation's presence in this part of space as an intrusion and a possible prelude to full-scale invasion. Trying to stay ahead of the Gorn, Kirk discovers numerous valuable minerals and resources on the planet, seemingly useless at this point. He's inspired upon finding stalks of bamboo and raw chemicals that can be mixed to a black powder formula. He constructs a makeshift weapon, using chunks of diamond as ammunition. Kirk lies in wait for the Gorn and fires on him, severely wounding the alien. Kirk prepares to strike the Gorn to kill him, but realizes the Gorn's attack on Cestus 3 was likely only in self-defense and allows the Gorn to live. Suddenly, the Gorn disappears, and the Metron appeals to Kirk, congratulating him on not only winning the battle, but showing the advanced trait of mercy for one's enemies. Kirk refuses to have the Metrons destroy the Gorn ship, leading the Metron to comment that you are still half savage, but there is hope, and that the Federation should seek out the Metrons again in several thousand years' time. Suddenly, Kirk finds himself aboard the Enterprise, his injuries healed, and the crew finds the ship 500 parsecs from Metron space, the Gorn ship nowhere in range. Oosh. Well, pretty satisfying ending, I should say. Anyway, let's look at the production elements of this story, shall we? According to an account by Herbert Solow in the book Inside Star Trek: The Real Story, their relation to Brown's story may have been an unconscious inspiration. After Kuhn had written what he thought was an original script, Desilu's research department, headed by Kellum DeForest, noted the similarity. It was therefore agreed that Desilu's business affairs office would call Brown and offer a fair price for the story, before it was shot and broadcast. Brown agreed without knowing that the story had already been written. He was granted screen credit. The episode was filmed in part on location at the Vasquez Rocks, which was subsequently used as a shooting location in other Star Trek episodes and films, and also Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. The Gorn captain's vocalizations were provided by actor Ted Cassidy, who had also appeared in person in the Star Trek episode What Are Little Girls Made Of, and provided the menacing voice of Balok in another episode, The Corbomite Maneuver. The Gorn was played by stuntman Bobby Clark and Gary Combs, and by extra Bill Blackburn in close-ups. William Shatner recalls standing too close to a stage prop explosion during the filming of the episode, causing tinnitus, which he has suffered with to this day. Leonard Nimoy was also affected, each suffered the condition opposite ears. Shatner has it in his left ear, and Nimoy had it had it in his right ear. Arena was the first episode of Star Trek to be broadcast in color by the BBC when it was first shown in the UK in November 1969. The ability to construct a working weapon out of bamboo and black powder was tested and found to be implausible in an episode of the television show Mythbusters titled Mini Myth Mayhem. Well, still, a pretty damn enjoyable episode overall, so I give Arena 5 warp cores out of 5. Well, tune in a little bit to as we delve into Tomorrow is Yesterday, or something like that. Anyway, so until then, live long and prosper, everybody.